Hello, 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 world. We want to welcome you back to the Land of the Trill, where sports and culture collide. This is the Underground Sports Kings, and let me apologize. I know it's been forever. It's been forever since we've done this. And I'm sorry because I left you without a dope beat to step to. Listen, I'm coming back. I'm coming back right. And I thought one of the best ways for me to come back is like, sometimes you get lost. You got to go back and start, at the beginning. And my my trail of crumbs always leads me back to my OG. Cap is in the building. The captain of In the Zone Sports, Donny Epting himself. What's good, brother? What's good? Wow.
Whoa! What is happening,
What's
man?
down? What's down?
It's been a while. I don't know if I'm doing this right, but hello everybody. Welcome to the show. It's so good to be back on the air slash visual slash waves. Talking to y'all about my passion, my love, sports.
That's what we does. And really what brought us on out of here, while we just say, hey, you know what, we got to get back out here, is because this is October. This is October. And this October specifically of the year 2024, I feel is the greatest sports month ever.
I can't disagree. I won't disagree.
And we'll explain all of that in just a moment.
Right.
Before we get things popping, man, like I said, it's just good to be back. We actually got to, may have some more people stepping in shortly.
Maybe.
You never know, you never know. But we got a lot to talk about and a little bit of time to do it. First things first, shout out to my folk over at BWC Radio, Black with No Chaser. What's good to my guys over there, man? Mr. Tyson Jackson, CJ Lawrence, man. What's up with y'all, man? These brothers, DJ George Chuck, excuse me. Yeah, what's up with y'all, man? Shout out to my people over at I Am World Media Group, holding it down. Dylan's Dive Bar. She got a new audio episode finna drop. Uh, the core queen herself, Dee Dee Leggett, holding it down, doing her thing. Dee Dee is doing big things. If you have not subscribed, hit the YouTube or her Facebook page, go and blow it up. The Core Queen podcast is where it's at. Dope. Very proud of her, man. And then we got the 4040 Network, formerly known as All Things Undone. Hey, man, in this podcast game, people be just naming stuff and you never know who got what name. And eventually you say, hey, we got to learn to separate ourselves from the pretenders. And so All Things Undone have come undone and has now been rebirthed as the 4040 Network. Shout out to my girl Cheryl, aka Granny. That's my girl right there. And the
Man.
rest of our more media group, man. We're definitely doing our thing. But Cap, before we get into it, what's going on with you, man?
Man, life is what it is. We take it a day at a time. We take it a hour at a time, and sometimes a moment, and then a second at a time. But it's all good. Was a little ill over the past couple of weeks, man. Had to fight the big C. After 4 years, it finally decided it wanted to camp out in my house. So,
Hey man, this 2024, the big C isn't what it used to mean anymore. The big C
it's
is
not
now, aka the vid.
right, right. It got me down though. It definitely got me. But just shaking back and just getting back to whatever sense of normalcy, whatever normal is, right? Um, but just rebound from that, man, and taking things day by day.
Hey man, I'm proud of you. I'm glad you fought your way back doing your thing. It's good to be here. But look, let's go ahead and get things popped off, man.
Let's let's do
2024.
it.
2024 has been a year unlike any other. I mean, I know every year it seems kind of different, but sometimes there's some years it just seems like we just walking along. Everything seems a little mundane, plain, you know. This year, 2024 has been ruthless. From the wild events and accusations and charges against multiple people and celebrities, um, it really got kicked off with Cat Williams.
At the very beginning of the year.
But the thing that's really taking a turn is the people we have been losing
Yeah.
along the way. And recently, um, the sports world just really just took some whoppers. Um, and if I may, we just want to, we want to take a time and bid our farewell to some mighty sports figures for us.
Yeah.
And then I got one that I'm not sure people really are aware about. I mean, like if you have to be a certain of an age bracket to really know this guy,
Hmm.
but we're gonna get things popped off. The one that it kind of slid under the radar just a tad bit, but old Mercury Morris, man.
Yeah.
He was one of the members of the last, which he would probably tell, we were the last undefeated team the NFL's ever seen. They the ones popping bottles every year
Every year.
when
And got Chris Berman on prime time. Whenever that last team loses, he and Boog are sitting on the set, and Boog, we now have the last team, and boom, the little pop noise goes off.
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
And but he was one of the ones, man. He was running back on that team, man. And unfortunately, sad to hear, 77 years of age, man. Mercury Morris is no longer with us, brother. Um, hard news to hear. I know we didn't necessarily get to watch him specific, but again,
Right.
your legacy. If once you sports fans, like real sports fans, your legacy lives on. We're gonna go back and check you out like that.
Yeah.
Unlike these cats who be doing the we hate the 90s stuff. Like y'all just anyway, but definitely sending up our prayers and thoughts, man, to the family of Mercury Morris, the loved ones, and anybody who's come in contact with him, man. I honestly did a little more reading on the man,
Uh-huh.
and he had a life.
He lived.
He had a life.
Yeah.
But to see it come full circle, blessings to him. Blessings to him.
And well, I just want to say this too, man. I can remember him doing interviews in the 2000s where teams were really getting close to being undefeated. The Colts had a long run at one point where they didn't lose the game for a minute. Of course, we know about the Patriots that went 18-0 before they lost in the Super Bowl to the Giants out in Glendale.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Plaxico Burress with the game with a touchdown catch. And I had his jersey on at your dad's house. We were all watching the game.
You did.
I bought a jersey the night before. It said, whoever's jersey I'm buying, that's the team that's going to win the Super Bowl. And lo and behold. But anyway, I can remember Mercury Morris always saying, don't call us when you're in our neighborhood.
There you go.
Call us when you're on our block.
I ain't gonna lie to you. When you hear him say things like that, though, it was like, this guy?
It was a badge of honor,
he
though.
used to be.
Right. Because he kind of looked like the uncle that, oh, y'all come on in here. We got some food here for you. Make sure you get your plate over there. Got the little niece and nephew, the little baby, he, rocking to sleep and whatnot. He just kind of seemed like that guy. But hey, they say Merc was one of them best trash talkers you ever heard on the field, too.
Hey, man, walk it like it, talk it. That's how you
Yeah.
gotta be.
Yeah.
Respect to that, man. Definitely, like I said, appreciate everything he gave to the game, to the sports world.
Yeah.
God, it's just that was a hit, and we was like, okay, we okay.
Yeah.
We okay. 77 is pretty good. He had his time. Blessings.
Yeah.
We can make peace with that. We're okay. And then we wasn't okay. Deke.
Oh, we were not
Deke.
okay. Not okay.
Not okay.
Definitely not okay.
Dikembe Mutombo. I'm not gonna say his whole name.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I remember when he first came in. You remember his first game, and they put his whole name on the screen. What was y'all thinking, NBC?
Shout out to the graphics folks, man, for making
Oh
that
my
work.
God. But no, man, this man here, when we say his style of play, rim protector, rebounder. Defensively, he put fear in the hearts of men, some of the biggest men. Um, I remember him breaking down. There was one play, I think it involved Clarence Weatherspoon, if you know what I'm talking about. It's a
Meridian Community College head basketball coach Clarence Weatherspoon, by the way.
Southern Miss to the top,
Yeah,
Clarence
Southern Miss,
Weatherspoon.
right? Southern Miss
You know,
alumni.
yeah, played along him and Glenn Wisby. Hey man, it was some good days back then. But anyway, um, Weatherspoon was a Sixer, and I guess they were having the ball. He said, I go to protect rim, and they try to pass the ball, block a shot." He said, and the ball got knocked loose, and he said, "No, no." He was explaining basically where this came from. He
Right.
said, "No," and then they tried to come the other way, and I blocked the shot again, and it's like, "No, not in my house."
Not in my house.
He said, and he tried to do head fakes, and I blocked the shot again. What the hell is wrong? he said, he said basically after like the fourth one, he was just like, that's when it came. I was like, no, no, no.
Man.
But it was, I think you did that interview with the Knuckleheads podcast. And that was the first time I had ever heard the Kimbe cuss.
Oh my
But
gosh.
Matumbo, y'all forget. But Matumbo, the fuck is wrong with this guy? I said, what? What?
Wait a minute.
It's a grown man. I see all the gray hair and everything in it.
Right.
But I was like, Deke cussed? What? Man, but off the court,
Yes.
I don't think you're ever going to find a more gentler giant, a man with a bigger heart.
Right.
The work that he did for the Republic of Congo, um, the hospital
Yes.
he brought there.
Yes. Yes.
Um, and then Deke was the first global ambassador for the NBA.
Yeah.
But at 58 years of age, we lost Dikembe Mutombo to brain cancer. The one thing he could not block.
Yeah.
Thoughts, man. Talk to me.
Well, a couple of things here. You hear John Thompson, the late great John Thompson, who brought him to Washington, D.C. and Georgetown. And Coach Thompson said Dikembe knew he wasn't an offensive player. He knew that his calling card was rebounding, blocking, and altering shots. And he made a great long career out of that in the NBA. So you
Yeah,
have that aspect. Great veteran leader. He was on the team that made the finals against the Lakers, the Sixers team.
he was. But Shaq was just too big by the end.
Right, right. You know, Shaq and Kobe were Shaq and Kobe. And Allen Iverson was it for Philly. And Mutombo actually played for the Houston Rockets. I actually forgot about that. If I'm not mistaken, he played under Van Gundy. The couple of years that Van Gundy was coaching in H-Town. But Dwayne, you mentioned a hospital. You know, it was named after his mother. He
I'm gonna give you a spotlight on this for a second.
okay. You know, you mentioned the hospital was named after his mother, and we know there's so much that goes on in Africa. You know, mostly third world countries. And this man made it from those beginnings in Africa to come to the United States. And it wasn't just about the paycheck for him. It was about making a difference for folks' lives back in his native land. Basketball African League, Dwayne. That was spearheaded by Dikembe and his efforts to, as you mentioned, he's a global ambassador to make the game more global. We know that they play in Europe. We know that they play in Australia. We know there are some countries in Asia where basketball is played. But the Basketball Africa League has really blossomed over these last few years. So much so it affected what we saw in the Olympics, both the men's and women's side, with Nigeria women making that run deep in the tournament, making it to the knockout stage, actually. Um, with gosh, it basically was a Cameroon that gave the US fits in the games before the Olympics. I may have the wrong nation. I do apologize, but it does not. I want to make sure we don't underscore the impact that BAL has had on the continent of Africa and those nations that have been playing basketball here at a high level over these last few years. And it's all thanks to Dikembe. It is all thanks to Dikembe. Joel Embiid is somebody who looks up to Dikembe. You're gonna have so many guys and so many women that are gonna start being household names in the United States of America, and we're gonna trace it back to Dikembe Mutombo. And I do want to say this as far as on the court. 1994, the first 8 seed in the
Wait,
NBA playoffs.
wait, I can do it. Wait, I'll be right back.
Oh boy. Don't know where this is going, y'all, but stay tuned. You never know what Woe got in store.
Yeah.
Never know what Woe got in store on this show, but 8 seed Denver Nuggets knocked off the top seed Seattle Supersonics, and on that last shot, yes, there you go. Lasting memory that, man, I'll never ever forget. I'm 13 years old in 8th grade watching the playoffs that spring. And in the moment, I'm 13 years old. I know the 8th seed just knocked off the 1 seed. That's an impact on its own. But as we go through the rest of the Kimbe's career and his life, that moment where he's cradling the ball like he's a kid, that's what basketball meant to the Kimbe.
But you'd have thought that was the championship.
Yeah. And remember, they were down 3-1 the next round to Utah, if I'm not mistaken. Won the next 2 and got it to a game 7. And were right there with Utah for a lot of the game 7, and they just ran out of gas. And the Jazz at that time, Stockton and Malone. But man, God rest his soul. Rest in peace to Kimbe. And thank you. Yeah,
Rest in peace.
a better human being than basketball player.
Definitely rest in peace. Rest, because you worked your behind off while you were here. And I pray that the Most High is comforting you and your family at this time. Yeah, that was just a blow. All the sports world was shook. Agumake, what's my girl?
Chene.
I just love to hear her
Yeah,
her
Chene.
monologue on it.
Yeah.
Because she said that's Uncle Deke. He's actually in her phone, is that
Right.
and just anybody who from Africa, he basically not only helped you as far as on the court, but like grooming you as far as professionalism,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then on course how to give back, and it's so many different stories, and it ain't just people from Africa; it's people of different nationalities
Right.
speaking on the, and this is what I have told, and I know we need to move on.
Yeah.
This is what I have told the youth, because I know the youth today now kind of really are careless, live free, die young, whatever. And I say we can't take none of this stuff with us.
Mm-hmm.
When it's all said and done, and I'm going home to glory, what they say about me then is what matters. That's
Yep.
the work that I did. And knowing Yes, 58 is young, but hearing everything that's been said about this man speaks so highly of the work he did, the character, the quality of this man.
Yeah.
God bless the soul, the life that was Dikembe Mutombo.
Amen.
Um, I'm gonna take this one real quick.
Okay.
We did lose this before we lost these two. We actually lost one else, and I want to speak to an older generation. Maybe our big bro uh knows a thing or two about this name, but um DJ Thomas. Now, I definitely want to say, 77 years old, same age as Mercury Morris.
Hmm.
Um, his story is so unique though. Young man came into the league 1970, I want to say. Played 8 games. I want to say he rushed for like over 800 yards. Like he did his thing. And back then, contracts were different. Players actually had a little more leverage. He was like, I want y'all to restructure my 3-year deal because basically you can see I'm the real deal. Um, he had a moment where his words was so powerful because he went off on everybody. He felt betrayed. I think he called Tom Landry. Said he wasn't even a real man. He's just plastic. Like
Oh
he
boy.
unleashed, and eventually he ended up being traded. He ended up being traded to New England. Got to New England. Yeah, let me make sure I do this right. So during the offseason, Thomas requested a 3-year contract to be rewritten. The Cowboys management refused to renegotiate. He called the team president, who was Tex Schramm, deceitful. Player personnel
Wow.
director Gil Brandt, a liar,
Wow.
and head
Two,
coach Tom Landry, a plastic man, no man at all.
three of the most highly respected men to ever be affiliated with the NFL, by the way.
And this came out of the mouth of a young black man who wasn't even, I don't even think he had turned 24 yet.
Oh wow.
um,
Unfiltered, wow.
yeah. So following his refusal to report to training camp, Thomas was traded on July 31st to 1971 to the New England Patriots. Um, with Halver Hagen and Honor Jackson in exchange for Carl Garrett and the Patriots' first choice in the 72 draft. Within a week, because of problems with the Patriots and head coach John Mazur, in an unprecedented move, Pete Rozelle, NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle, voided part of the trade, sending Thomas and Garrett back to their original teams.
Oh gosh. Awkward.
Yeah, Patriots kept Hagen and Jackson in exchange for the second and third round pick. Thomas returned to the Cowboys, but decided to keep silent all season long, refusing to speak to teammates, management, or the media. Why is that important?
Oh boy.
Here we go. So the very next season that he played with the Cowboys, he had another stellar season. Okay. That same season, Thomas led the league in rushing touchdowns, 11, and total touchdowns, 13. He also was named All Pro and led the Cowboys with 95 yards rushing and a touchdown in Dallas's 24-3 win over the Miami Dolphins. Yep, over the Miami Dolphins. Here's where it got ugly. When asked about playing the ultimate game before the contest, he responded, "If it's the ultimate game, how come they playing it again next year?" In the post-game interview following that Super Bowl, CBS television announcer Tom Brookshire noted Thomas's speed and asked him rhetorically, "Are you that fast?" Thomas responded, "Evidently." Again,
Oh
not
boy.
media friendly. So, according to Hunter S. Thompson, all he did was take the ball and run every time they called his number, which came to be more and more often. And in the Super Bowl, Thomas was the whole show.
Yeah.
Here's where it got ugly. Thomas was reportedly voted the Super Bowl MVP by an overwhelming margin. Thomas, however, had boycotted the media throughout the season as well, and Larry Klein, editor of Sport, which presented the award, did not know how Thomas would act at a banquet in New York. With this in mind, Klein announced quarterback Roger Staubach as the Super Bowl MVP
Wow.
winner.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow.
Which, if he had gotten Super Bowl MVP, would have made his point about why they needed to restructure his 3-year deal. But because he wasn't acting accordingly with the media and they wasn't sure they gave it to the white man.
Mercy.
They was like, DJ Thomas is the Super Bowl MVP. And Buddy was like,
Good old Clay Davis.
hey man. Hey man. DJ Thomas played 2 more years and then he was out. He was out. But to think about it, bro, the stud who was the offense. Think about that now. They had Roger Staubach and they said he was the show in the Super Bowl.
And so this is probably what Calvin Hill may have been playing back then.
What this was, 71? 71, 72?
That might have been right before Calvin Hill.
Mm.
Bully Bob Hayes, maybe?
Hey, bro, all I know is y'all get your paper right first. Do it. Look,
Well,
I have a newfound respect for both teams play hard now.
yeah, I was about to say what Marshawn say. Get your
Both teams
chick.
play hard.
Yeah. Marshawn say, worry about your bread and take care of your chickens or whatever he said.
Yeah, man. But I'm gonna
Oh,
let you get in on this one because we had
okay.
one more.
All right.
So we have here Pete Rose, my brother. I'm gonna let you take over, man.
This one's hard. Um, I'm only 44 years old. So I maybe saw Pete Rose play, formative years of my sports watching life. What, maybe 2, 3 seasons? Um, but the more you got to know about Pete Rose and how he played the game, the more you respected the nickname of Charlie Hustle. This man in the All-Star game diving through opposing defenders. Most hits in the history of Major League Baseball. I've always said there are 2 numbers that'll never be touched. And actually 3 in sports that'll never be touched. The guy who formerly wore number 4 in Green Bay with his start streak at QB. Robin Ventura's, I'm going to say 4. Robin Ventura's hit streak at Oklahoma State. I think it was like 58 games. The 56-game hitting streak DiMaggio had in the majors. And 4,256 hits. That's what Pete Rose contributed to baseball as a player. As a manager, we know he admitted to betting on baseball and betting on his team to win. As a manager, as a player, I don't think very many people rattle off a top, we're going to say 9 because baseball is 9 positions. 9 or 10 or what have you. That doesn't include Pete Rose in their top 10. He received a lifetime ban for his admission for betting, and now his life is over. And this man spent his final years hoping and pleading for baseball to
Pleading
do the right thing.
for real. Make sure we mention the pleading.
Yeah, and not this isn't well. This is Major League Baseball because they instituted the ban. Okay, uh, but of course it's the Baseball Hall of Fame, not necessarily the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. That's in Cooperstown. But of course the players are there from the MLB. But I just wanted to make sure that we got the names properly addressed. Okay. If it was a lifetime ban, Pete Rose better be in the Hall of Fame next year.
Well said. I really hope they had gotten it right before he left here. What's crazy to me is if it's a lifetime ban, don't turn around now and then want to give him his flowers.
Yeah.
Hey man, he begged y'all. That man did whatever it took trying to. I'm sorry, like it was 90s R&B kind of begging, Keith Sweat kind of begging.
I was just about to say that.
Like yeah, he was definitely he did whatever he could to try to make things right, but I know we got to move on, bro. I just want to say, man, this was the gut punch right here. It's like, all right, man, all right, I'm nauseous now, like, because they were just, matter of fact, this was the same day as Batumbo, correct?
If I'm not mistaken, if it wasn't the same day, it was maybe the very next day.
But it was like, good Lord, man.
Yeah.
And then, one time for the culture, we also lost James Earl Jones recently, and then Frankie Beverly gone, and I'm tired. I'm sick of my body weary.
Hey, right. I'm tired. My body's weary.
And again, definitely want to say rest in peace, man.
One more.
Pete,
one more.
You got one more though.
John Amos.
Yeah, man.
James from Good Times.
That's Cleo for the culture, for real.
Cleo McDowell from Coming to America.
Alien.
For King Jaffe Joffer and Cleo McDowell to both leave us in a couple of weeks span.
The boy got his own money.
I hope they're enjoying that all beef patty burger from McDowell's with no seeds on the bun and a strawberry shake, not the strawberry shake that got thrown on Akeem from Daryl.
Yeah.
But I hope they're enjoying their afterlife with that with those burgers and those strawberry shakes. John Amos actually has some cups of coffee in pro football. The Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs were there part of the AFL, so I want to make sure we threw that in there. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, James Evans, as a lot of us know him. Roots, his iconic role in Roots. Can't forget that. My mama would slap me if I didn't say that. Yeah, that's exactly. I'm pretty sure a lot of folks said that when they saw the news that he had passed and has been gone for about 6 weeks now.
Yeah, that's the crazy part, dog.
Yeah,
August 21st.
Yeah,
it's October.
Yeah,
and his daughter apparently had just found out what the rest of the world did, man. So sending prayers up for her too.
For sure.
Not, I ain't gonna want to. I don't want to speculate too hard, but I wish, how in the world do 45 days go by and I don't know my daddy gone?
Yeah, can't imagine.
Can't imagine it. Something ain't right.
Yeah.
Anyway, something in that water.
Right.
All right, man. Let's take a quick break. We're going to take a quick little commercial break. We'll be right back here on the Underground Sports Kings. It's Woe, it's Cap, and who knows who else will be up in this thing. Stay with us, man. Looking for great music and dope podcasts? BWNC Radio is where it's at. Black with No Chaser Radio. Download the app now. Come for the dope podcast. Stay for the dope music. Also available on Apple stores and Google Play stores. Welcome to an experience with All That Jazz Entertainment House, where you get great customer service, Great establishment, great leadership, great staff. Did we mention the catering, the ambiance, the vibe? All of this stems with great cocktails, great mixes, great mixologists with a great leader. All that jazz entertainment house. Contact Randy Glover for booking. We are back here. UGSK, the Underground Sports King, is in the building, doing what we does. Cap, how you feeling, man?
Feeling good. Well, I'm actually hungry after the last commercial, man. You got a
All
water
that
brother next
jazz,
time.
man.
All that jazz.
Shout out to my girl, man, Randy, aka Elaine Dillon, host of Dillon's Dive Bar. Yes, the woman is multi-talented, and yes, she makes one hell of a drink. You need to go back and catch that episode. She interviewed you, boy.
Okay.
Hey, man,
For sure.
I was on my grown man with that one.
For sure.
I ain't gonna lie, I need to sit down and have another drink with her. Anyway, man, let's move forward, man, to the greatest month of the year in sports. This is why I'm going to tell you this is the greatest month in the history of sports. Currently active, we have Major League Baseball playoffs, NBA preseason, WNBA playoffs, college football, NFL, NHL. Oh, by the way, there's a championship bout happening this weekend in UFC. Yeah, a belt is on the line. And we might have more information on that for you shortly. But anyway, all that's going on right now in
Have mercy.
October. Sports world, you're welcome.
Couldn't have said it better myself, man.
Look, TV should be smoking right now.
Right.
I'm tired, boss. Don't worry. You got to have 47 games on right now. Internet got to be struggling to keep up with all of this. What is going on here? Shut up and keep streaming.
Bandwidth depleted. Depleted.
Yeah, but let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Excuse me. Bro, talk to me, man. What we looking like here? I think we need to go. Let's go ahead and start things off in baseball. How about that?
Let's go.
Let's do that. Flow is yours, sir. Shall we go ahead and bring that chart up for you?
Let's do it.
All right, man. I'm gonna mute myself and let you have at it.
All right, folks. Welcome. We go from 8 to 8, and we'll be down to 4. So, as it goes in the American League, the 6-seeded Detroit Tigers handled their business and took a 2-0 sweep over the Houston Astros. The Astros, who had been in the last, if I'm not mistaken, 7 consecutive league championship series, swept off the face of their ballpark by the Detroit Tigers, who in August, this team had like a 40-something% chance of making the playoffs. If y'all haven't seen Tarek Skubal pitch yet, do yourself a favor. When you look at the schedule and see that he's on the bump, make sure you watch him. Beautiful thing about Detroit beating Houston, A.J. Hinch, former manager of the Astros, a part of the trash can scandal, the tipping of or getting the tips of pitches for the other teams, the buzzers, all that they did to cheat to win. A.J. Hinch comes back with a different team and says, Houston, you got a problem. You're staying at the house. All right. So now the Detroit Tigers will face their AL Central mates, the Cleveland Guardians. So that's going to be 6 versus 2 as the Guardians get set. And in the other series that took place in the wild card round, you had the Kansas City Royals taking care of the Baltimore Orioles in 2 games, and I really thought that could have been a 3-game knockdown, drag 'em out series. But here we are, the Kansas City Royals, back in the playoffs for the first time since they won it all in 2015. Remember, the Royals went to 2 consecutive World Series, losing in 14 to the Giants in 7 games. And that epic series, that was one of the best World Series I've seen. That puts me in the mind of 91 Twins Braves. And Kurt Herbeck still pulled Lonnie Smith off the bag. But anyway, I digress. The Orioles, with all of their hitting prowess, weren't able to find the mark. And as Kansas City said back in the gap once they beat the Orioles in the series, these O's ain't royal. The Royals will now move on to face the big, the bad Gotham City New York Yankees, and the new 1-2 punch of Soto and All Rise for Aaron Judge. So that's a best of 5 series to go along with Detroit and Cleveland on the AL side. We're going to swing things over to the NL, and we're going to start first with our Braves, Dwayne. First of all, let's talk about what they had to do to get there, just to even get to play San Diego. Everybody at the house chilling, or on their travel, going to their series. And on Monday, the Braves had to play 2.
Yeah.
In the first one, they led, they trailed, they led, they lost against the Mets. So that put the Mets in the playoffs. Braves had to come back, and they took that decision. And some people might say the Mets may not have put forth their best effort because, hey, they were already in. But the Braves got in with that 3-0 victory, thus eliminating the D-backs. And then the Braves, for their fortunes, got to go to sunny, exotic San Diego.
I ain't gonna lie. It didn't matter who we matched up with.
I was hoping it would have been the Brewers, because I thought the Brewers were a better matchup for reasons we'll talk about in just a second. Braves went to San Diego, and game 1, they didn't even pinch the Padres. Game 2, they got out to a 1-0 lead, and then the Padres hit the Braves in the mouth, got 5. The Braves wound up making it a close contest, but eventually failed. And the Padres, the Fathers, are now in an NLDS series with their Southern California neighbors, Los Angeles. And the show is about to begin. Shohei Ohtani, y'all, as great of a player as he is, 50-50, first in Major League Baseball history. This is his first trip to the playoffs.
All I know is when you say the name Ohtani, all I'm thinking is just
a homer! Wham! Another homer! Wham! 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 What? What's up, Doc?
Exactly. Exactly. I think that's going to be a good long series again. These are best of 5. So you got the NL West represented in that series. Let's talk about the Brewers and the Mets. So the Mets got game 1, took care of business in Milwaukee. The Brewers came back and tied things up. And then in the third game, the Brewers, back-to-back home runs late in the game, took a lead on the Mets. And then the Mets met it. They rose from the ashes. Pete Alonso with the big blow in the top of the 9th off Devin Williams, the closer for the Brewers, who had only given up 1 home run since his return from a stint on the injured list in August. And those Mets do it. They win the series 2-1. So the Mets, the Padres, the Tigers, the Royals all pop bottles going on to the division series round. And it'll be an NL East matchup. So you got West on one side, you got East on the other side. It's the Mets, it's the Phillies, it's Bryce Harper, it's Pete Alonso, and that might have been Pete Alonso's last at bat for the Mets because he's a free agent after the season.
Meanwhile, Braves fans sitting at the house just like,
please turn this shit off. We don't keep watching this shit.
Hey, go Padres. That's all I got for
can't
you.
stand the Mets or the Phillies. You know that.
I don't like the Mets, the Phillies, or the Dodgers. Go Padres. I want the Padres to win the whole thing. I think Manny Machado deserves a ring.
Manny Machado, that's my guy.
I think he deserves a ring. That's a guy who started with the Orioles, um, then went to the Dodgers and struggled there, and landed that big deal with the Padres, and here he is.
Now I'm gonna ask you this because I'm not sure how soon we can get you back. But you know, this postseason moves fast.
Yeah.
Who you seeing for your matchup in your World Series?
All right, so let me go ahead and break it down like this, and I do want to go back to that Royals Yankee series. Bobby Witt
Mm.
Jr. Bobby Witt is as good as advertised, y'all. Um, so we'll break down each series here real quick. I'm gonna go Guardians over Tigers. I think they'll take that one in 4. I will go Yankees over Royals. I just think the Yankees have too much firepower. Um, I'll go Yankees in a sweep. Actually,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
sweet.
I'll go Yankees in a sweep. The Fathers versus the Dodgers. It's going 5. It's going 5. But I'm gonna take the Dodgers.
Go and take the Dodgers, even though you want you want.
I
And I know
want,
that's just because we just do not like.
and then that other crap that's going on up in the Atlantic area,
I
the
hope
Middle
they
Atlantic,
tie.
that other crap. Well, yeah, I mean it's a 5-game series, so they can't tie. You know, that's my go-to.
I just hope they tie each game. Play long innings.
Right. Go 14, 15, 18 innings each game. Tax your bullpens. The manager's got to come in and pitch. Ron Darling gonna have to come out the broadcast booth. Or I don't know, man. Find John Crook, see if he can come in and pitch or something. I don't know.
No. No.
Now, if you say John Crook, you got to say Randy Johnson, and you know John Crook ain't trying to see Randy Johnson after the
At
'93 All-Star.
all.
But to pick a winner in that series, it's gonna be a New York, LA, NLCS.
Mm. So
I
that will
think
leave
the Mets will take the Phillies.
LA, New York,
Mm-hmm.
New
New
York,
York.
Detroit.
No, I got Cleveland.
Oh, you said Cleveland. That's right. The Guardians, though.
Yeah, I got the
All right.
Guardians.
All right. So they're the only small market team here.
Uh-huh.
And speaking of Ohio, shout out real quick, Terry Francona being hired as the Reds
Yes.
new manager.
Yes. Shocked me. Really shocked me.
I was like, I didn't expect to see that. Okay.
So in the World Series, I'm gonna go Yankees Dodgers. I'm gonna keep it chalk. I think they've been on a collision course all year, to be honest with
Battle of the big dogs.
you. Mm-hmm.
The 2 biggest payrolls in
I was about to say,
baseball.
right. Actually, you know, the Mets has a higher payroll than the Yankees. I was looking at that Thursday evening.
Man.
The top, what was it? 5 of the top 6 payrolls made the playoffs, or maybe the top 6 payrolls made the playoffs this year.
All right. So you say Yankees, Dodgers.
Bring back the 70s.
I need a winner.
Let's go 6 games. Let's go Dodgers. As much as it pains me. Yep.
And there you have it, folks. That's been the official pick by one Donny Captain Epting.
Put me in the game, coach. I'm ready to play.
All right, then. Look, you're doing it, but the Guardians are no longer the Indians, and it's just weird now.
I know.
Anyway.
I know.
Now, I appreciate that insight, man.
Yes, sir.
MLB fans, like you said, it's the greatest time in the history of sports right now, the month of October, but especially October 2024. I believe the magic is really going to get kicked off. Brace yourselves. We in for some good baseball. We'll be quick on this point here. NBA preseason, like you said, definitely snuck up on us.
Man, was not ready.
Look, wasn't quite ready for that. What's the move this season in the NBA that you think is going to be okay? I'm gonna ask it this way: what is the best move that you see in the offseason and the worst move that you've seen, or that you believe will be the worst move?
Best move, Mikal Bridges going from Brooklyn to Manhattan, from the Nets to the Knicks. I know
Okay.
they just acquired Carl Anthony. Yeah, officially, we've known about this for a week, but they
Right.
officially, the Knicks that is, officially acquired Carl Anthony Towns for Julius Randle and
And
DiVincenzo.
yep.
Yeah, how they gonna break up the Nova Knicks?
Yeah, well, apparently word is he wasn't too happy about the role that he was going to have to play.
Yeah,
Um, and I can understand that you want to be with your boys, but at the same time, this is work. And I did not come here to watch you get your shine on.
right.
I want to watch you get your shine on. I'm gonna watch you from another team while I get mine on.
Yeah,
You know, and I can root from you afar.
right. I can love you from afar and root for you, and it's all love, but yeah, uh, get them out of there. Um, Worst off-season move. Wow. I mean, I think the obvious choice would be the lack of the Lakers, making a big splash. I think, like I said, that's obvious.
Wait. I have to do this right. We got to do it right. Because,
No,
well, now, you said the Lakers?
I said the Lakers. I mean, that's the obvious, but I'm actually gonna give you another answer.
Okay.
I might be in a minority on this, but I think the Hawks letting Murray go to the Pels was not the best move.
For Atlanta?
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that. That was a
yeah.
terrible decision on their part. Um, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's tough to say who was worse. Because that was I don't want to say it's worse, the worst move, because it's actually kind of typical Atlanta. You like Atlanta has something good and then just nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Like you ain't got nothing.
Right.
You ain't giving up nothing. You ain't getting nothing back. You have nothing to stand on.
And what I was gonna say was the worst part about it, D, was that they didn't bring Brandon Ingram back in the deal.
I'm not letting Murray go without bringing Brandon Ingram back.
Like
No,
this thing ain't happening if Bi ain't part of it.
exactly. We ain't got nothing to talk about. But I like the thing about the Lakers. I'm trying not to let my fandom get in the way of this.
Of course, of course.
We're gonna keep it real, and I always gonna tell it like it is. I just don't want to harp too hard on it. Because we've had some dumb moves over the last 5 years, period. Starting by bringing in, but anyway, I don't like the cat move. I don't think that was smart on Minnesota's part.
Because you do take. I mean, I know Anthony Edwards is a dog, but I mean, Cat still produces offensively.
Cat gets buckets.
Right.
When you looked up and Anthony, I need somebody to go with me. Big Cat was like,
Let's
all right,
go.
I'm the big guy, but you lead the way, Ant.
Right.
And he was right there with him. Now, I know it's sickening to see a man who is 7'1" not really have much of a defensive presence.
That's what you got Gobert for.
It's even more sickening to see a 7-foot guy not have much of a defensive presence or an offensive presence, and yet somehow still won Defensive Player of the Year. Get out of here with that. But because he won Defensive Player of the Year, I'm like, hey, if y'all want a big man, we only talking about Rudy. Cat ain't going nowhere. If I'm gonna break this setup, you're gonna take him. You're not taking this one. Because they didn't need Randall like that.
Nah.
They did not need, and Randall is
Washed.
He's James Harden Jr. without the Euro step.
He's washed.
And I mean, like, what I mean by that is he gonna pound the rock. He ain't really looking to get no offensive continuity going. He ain't really trying to get no flow going. Like, it's just
he's washed. I mean, I can't say it any other way.
His thing is, well, at least I feel wanted here. Okay, that's good, cool, that's nice. You gonna play though? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, Ant is a dog, and he ain't finna just let you just sit here and take up space like that. He gonna call you out.
Exactly.
So if you think you just gonna slide up in here and do nothing
Right.
and reap the ain't gonna hold you accountable. Anyway, man. So I don't like the move for Minnesota. The Knicks, however, I think it works in their favor.
Because they lost Hartenstein
Yeah,
to OKC, and so you needed a big man. Not that Cat is like a prototypical center.
but they saying Mitchell Robinson might be up for grabs now. Now that you done brought Cat in,
Yeah.
I'm like, man, move your big ass down to the four.
Exactly.
But then you might be shuffling that Villanova squad.
Yeah.
Somebody got to go to the bench.
They better go find Daniel Ochefu or shoot Kyle Lowry. I mean, they go find
Hey,
somebody.
Jalen, uh,
So you got Jalen, you
Jalen,
got Bridges, you
Josh
got
Hart,
Hart. Uh-huh.
Bridges, Mitchell at the four, Cat at the five,
Or vice versa.
or vice
Let let
versa. Yeah,
let Robinson play the five and have to take the hits and the bumps, down in the paint.
cool. I'm still pissed about the Lakers doing that too. Anthony Davis has said it from jump. I don't want to
I
be
don't
the
want to be a
center.
center. Right.
And
I don't.
every year we start, Anthony Davis is the center. Meanwhile, Dwight Howard is like, please, 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 please.
That's
I
crazy.
ain't mad at those, man. But anyway, NBA preseason got kicked off, man. The season gets kicked off on Bo's 42nd birthday. That's right. October 22nd is going down.
That's
I
what's up.
turned 42, and the NBA is just going to turn on. I'm going to be watching. I actually get to see my Lakers play the T-Wolves opening night, if I ain't mistaken. So,
Okay, so this is your Jackie Robinson year. This is my Hank Aaron year.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, feeling that. WNBA playoffs.
Hello.
where, where the real basketball at?
Bruh.
Where
Bruh.
the real basketball at?
Because
WNBA playoffs
been some good stuff. Been some good
are
games.
off to a huh?
They've had some good games in this playoff run.
They have.
Yeah.
Right now, as we speak, it looks like the Lynx up 79-66 over the Sun. And then 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, in just a few minutes, actually. You got the Liberty kicking off with the Vegas Aces. Hey Aisha.
Who trying to save their
How you
season, by
doing?
the way, the two-time defending champions. Trying to save their run.
Yeah. God bless them, but
This
I'm
is
I'm
Liberty
I'm
year.
loving Breanna Stewart is a monster.
Sabrina Ionescu. This postseason.
That's Kobe's baby.
Sabrina Ionescu
That's
is
baby
is
Mambo
cool.
right there.
Man, you talk about turning it up in the playoffs. She's killing it.
Hey man, I love it. I'm just encouraging everybody. Please continue to support these women.
Yeah.
The way this league is growing, money will be made not just by that league, but by the women who are actually the brains of the operation, the whole cogs in the wheel. Like they are the reason, that the brand exists.
Right.
So yeah, showing up, supporting them. I love to see the women coming out with new shoes. They coming out with their own actual. I know Stewie has a whole Harry Potter collection she got dropping. By the way, she got a dope tattoo with the one on her finger. It's dope.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, WNBA basketball, very real. It's a movement right now, and Ace, I need you to make it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I picked the Vegas Aces to win this thing. I knew it was gonna be a tough road for them, but I was like, two-time MVP.
Gonna Well, actually, what, 3-time now?
3-time, yeah. But
Yeah.
she got what is
Back to
back to
back,
back?
back to back. Yeah.
Yeah. Bring it on home, baby. Bring it on home.
I think it's the Liberty's
Um,
year, man. I think the
I
Liberty,
keep hearing that.
they came into it this season. They did not like how they went out last season. The point guard wasn't even playing for Vegas when Vegas won that championship in Brooklyn last season. Team that burns in a team's mind. I saw an interview earlier this season with Benijah Laney Hamilton, and you could just hear in her voice and with her emotions, this team was ready to play that next day pretty much.
Hey man, when you get to that point, bro, where you go, man, look, I've been waiting on this moment. All I need to do is just get back here. This is all I've been waiting on. Ain't nothing left to say.
Right.
And these are the opportunities that you as a player you cherish, because getting back is not easy. Getting back is not easy.
Not at all.
At all. So if you are back in that position now where we made the playoffs and we are really in position where we can really make a run for this title, oh, you finna get everything I got in me. These are the moments you cherish and look forward to. So definitely want to shout out. You say Liberty, I'm gonna cling to my Aces pick. I know I'm hanging on by a thread though. I know I am.
You going
I'm
down.
Gonna cling to.
You going down with the ship, right?
Yeah, I'm going down with the ship, man. You know how it is, bro.
Hey, real quick, whoa. I'm sick and tired of everybody saying stuff about these women, in particular one award that went to one of the women. I mean, hands down, she deserved it.
Rookie of the year?
6th woman of the year. Tiffany
Okay,
Hayes. That's a curveball.
I thought she was going with that. I was saying
no, that's the curveball I wanted to throw. Congratulations to Tiffany Hayes, man. Retired, came out of retirement, and won the 6th Player of the Year award for the Aces this year. Most total points from a player who was a non-starter. Because you have to be, of course, more of a reserve player than a starter to be considered for the award.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a name. Tell me what you thought. What you think, man? It's not a player, but it is a former player. Teresa Witherspoon. She's had an off season, ain't? Well, she's had a season, ain't she?
Because they were in 7th, 8th all season long until the last week. And I don't know what the upper folks in Chicago are thinking.
Because Angel Reese was not happy.
No, I'm pretty sure Kennedy. I mean, you think about what
Angel
did
took to
Kennedy
Twitter
Carter. Yeah,
like lashed out.
Yeah, I read it. But you think about where Kennedy Carter was, basically exiled from the league. You know, she had some issues early on in her career. I mean, she's got the nickname Hollywood. That ought to tell you a lot right there. But I mean, I don't think there was a more perfect fit between a coach and a player as far as somebody who needed to rehab their career than you had with Teaspoon and Kennedy. Don't get it at all. Totally shocked me.
I didn't like. I love that she got a standing ovation at the Barclays the other night. I ain't gonna lie to you. What's bothering me about it is I know she's down in the NBA. She was down in New Orleans. Working.
Yeah.
But for her to get a shot at coaching, she had to come back to the WNBA. I honestly thought she could have done something in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree.
But for her to go to the WNBA and then have basically her work spat back in her face, I know the NBA ain't gonna take too lightly to that. They gonna be hesitant now to wanna. And I'm like, I hate that for her.
And
I hate that for her.
1 year.
She deserved better.
Cardozo was hurt at the beginning of the season. I was at their second game of the season. the game they played at Dallas. They played Dallas in the first and second games of the season, and I was at that game. And the way, look, I'm gonna say this: Rico Ogunbowale is still that player, but the way I saw Chicago rally and Teaspoon keeping her team in it, despite not having their first round pick, and Angel Reese struggled that night outside of the free throw line. She struggled, but if it wasn't for Kennedy Carter and before they traded her to Connecticut, which is something else I didn't understand, Marina Mabry, man, I was looking at that Chicago team like, okay, this is a team that could make some waves in the season once they even got, before they even got Cardozo back in the lineup. And then, of course, Angel went out late in the season. So you're without your top two picks, your two rookies, your cornerstones of your franchise in the beginning and the end of the season. You held it together during the middle when they both were able to play, even the trade of Mabry. And now Teaspoon's gone.
And look, and you lose your rookie, what could have been arguably the rookie of the year, and your best rebounder, because that's the biggest thing. Angel Reese is rebounding. Let me just address this real quick because I know people like she be stat padding. Yeah, Angel Reese has just never really been accurate, no matter where she's been at on the floor. but around the bucket, she never just been the most accurate. But I'm sorry, you're not gonna holler stat padding when everybody knows the biggest part of rebounding is strictly effort.
Right.
You can't stat pad that.
Who did we see do it all those years, and who did she start drawing comparisons to? Dennis Rodman.
Finding the angles like that.
Finding the angles where the ball is gonna come off the rim, and just putting yourself in the right spot to go up and grab the rebound.
Hear him break that down. The science of it. He knew he knew Scotty's shot, the way it rotated, how it would bounce. He knew Mike's shot, how it would rotate. He knew all of that stuff. That's work.
Yeah.
But I know she was starting to get that. So again, like you said, losing everybody and then your best rebounder. Oh, what exactly did you expect? I don't understand that part of it. And I guess they were thinking, well, they turning things around up there in Indiana. Why we couldn't do that? They were healthy.
Yeah. And they jailed. And that Olympic break did Caitlin Clark some good.
It did.
Just gotta be real. I'm not her biggest fan, and I don't hate her like a lot of people do. I mean, she's great for women's basketball. I don't hate her like that. Like
I don't know. Okay, I think I know why, and we may have to like put a pin in that and come back to that later.
Okay.
But I know why there's so much controversy around her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the statement and we'll come back to it. But quietly, race does play a role in this.
Oh, it's not even quietly. It's loud.
And it's not because of they're really trying to support her game. Like she's being used. Her name and her likeness and image
is driven. Is being used to drive
because it's been driven by someone else's purpose and narrative. And that's unfortunate. Because it's taking it's
taken away from the essence of the game.
The essence of the game and her game.
Her game, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but we'll get into more of that later on. We have to get into some football. I'm gonna make this real quick. Top 25 in college football. There's been some shakeups. I ain't finna go down a whole long list. But Cap, to be quick with this, because we got to do this, and then we still need some NFL picks. I need an upset from you. Week 6 in college football. Who do you see with an upset?
All right. So I'm actually going to stay away from a ranked team being upset. Hear me out.
I'm not. Go ahead.
In a 2-game span, this team was involved in a game against a team that, quite frankly, they shouldn't have lost to. You lost by 20. Well, first of all, you shouldn't have lost to that team. That's 1. You lost by 20. That's 2. 3, you gave up 70. to then come
Oh,
back,
Lord. Oh,
and you're facing your chief rival, your top rival, 8 miles down the road, 9 miles down the road, and you're leading big. Yeah, beating our rival. And then you lost that game by a point. So, Donnie, what's your point? North Carolina, come on and raise up. You got the Pitt Panthers coming in to Kenan Stadium Saturday. Mac Brown talking about, I'm ready to hang it up. I'm not doing right by y'all, this, that, and the third. Look, it's a noon game on the East Coast. Kenan Stadium, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Pittsburgh is favored by 2.5 for those of you who are into that sort of thing. And they're undefeated, by the way, 4-0. And this is their first ACC contest of the season. North Carolina finds a way to win the ball game.
I like that. I'm gonna one up you, and I'm going ranked.
Oh boy.
Number 9 Missouri will fall to number 25 Texas A&M Aggies.
Hey, that quarterback, that new quarterback that started for A&M, got his first start at Florida. Hey, he can play.
And they're playing in front of the 12th man.
Right.
I think home field advantage helps A&M in this one. Missouri will fall off the top 10 after this one. Cap.
Okay.
I ain't gonna pull it. I could, but I ain't gonna pull it. But y'all might want to be careful. Y'all done flew all the way to Washington.
Oh, I knew you were going. I thought that's where you were going to go at first. Before we talking pre-show.
I could, but I ain't.
Yeah.
I would have to say I trust Washington first, and this ain't that. I can't say I trust Washington to handle business or something like that. But I have seen y'all be a little skeptical. I need to see more consistency at your squad. But I've seen y'all pull out the big wins, but I've also seen some what the hell was that too.
Oh, that Texas game. I was asking that a lot.
The hell was that?
I was asking a lot of that. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Y'all want to see? Hey, he don't know it. I put a camera in his apartment, and this is live footage of Donny watching Texas and Michigan.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
What?
Fuck!
That's my first time seeing the what?
Oh, you know? Oh my!
In the illustrious words of King Joffy Joffa, who told you that?
Hey man! First
Yeah,
of all,
that
I've
was
seen
me.
the whole video. The whole video was hilarious because it's a TV prank. They figured out how to put the broken TV whatever graphic on the TV.
Yeah.
So, Buddy walks in, he lost it because he thought they done broke my new TV.
Oh
But
boy.
I ain't gonna lie to you. It's an elderly white woman coming around the corner. What?
Right.
That threw me. I'm done.
It's just that like I have nothing after that. That takes it all. Want to update everybody there. The Lynx did hold on to win 90-81.
There we go.
Game against the Sun. So
Okay.
Fee and them one game away from the finals.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought Connecticut was gonna pull out this series.
I did too. I thought Minnesota was maybe a year away from coming back to where Cheryl Reeve has had that team before.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's do it. Let's have some fun, man.
Okay.
Week
Ready.
5 in NFL. Let's get this. Hold on. Wait. Before we do that, I'm sorry, people. We have one last commercial break that we have to have. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back. music and dope podcasts? BWNC Radio is where it's at. Black with No Chaser Radio. Download the app now. Come for the dope podcast. Stay for the dope music. Also available on Apple stores and Google Play stores. I need you to go ahead and download the BWNC Radio app. Black with No Chaser Radio is on the up and coming movement. Black with No Chaser as a whole is an up and coming movement. It is a movement for real. Again, shout out to my people, CJ Lawrence, Tyson Jackson. BWNC is where it's at. Go find them on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube page. By the way, Game of Thrones fans, there you go. Game of Thrones fans, they have a podcast that is taking off. It's taking off. Called Them Thrones, y'all. Watch Them Thrones. So for all you GOT nerds, House of Dragon, listen, and I say that I too am a GOT nerd. I really am. I love Game of Thrones. But anyway, man, Black with No Chaser. Be you, be black, be unapologetic. Go download the app, man. Appreciate that, Donny, for you sharing that with the people. And it costs you nothing. You say you support your vote. Don't talk about it, be about it. It's a couple minutes. Download the app. Done. And it travels well. Anyway, now back to Dennis. Because we can't play that music because then we don't gonna have people flagging us and everything. But anyway, week 5, we got to get in on some predictions. We can't really say what happened here Thursday night between the Bucks and Falcons as far as a prediction wise, but as far as the game went, Tampa was like, we got it sold up. And then
what? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
They could not close that game for nothing.
Oh man.
I'm sitting here like there was a fumble to give up the ball.
Right.
Atlanta gets the ball back. And I said, hey, Kirk Cousins, this is your moment. Kirk said, Kirk, I watched him turn. I watched Kirk turn. And in the very first play of the game-winning drive, Kirk threw an interception.
Right.
And Atlanta Falcons fans were just sitting here just... No. I can't even go all the way with it, but there's just disbelief. How? Why? But even with the interception, Tampa still couldn't close the deal.
That holding call.
And then the name that almost broke Shannon Sharp. Hey, man, y'all go watch that video of Shannon Sharp trying to say that boy name. Young Way Cool. Between him, Dion, and Ocho, I ain't never laughed so hard. I think the real comedy was Ocho because you see Dion, Prime, and Shannon are having a back and forth. And Ocho is fighting for his life down.
Yeah.
He out the chair and everything. Young Hoku. Hey, what? Hey, dog, that ain't that man name. Don't do that. It's just that's what they got. Young. They don't spell it like. Listen, they don't spell it like how we young. Why you? Hey, dog. How you know they don't spell it like that? If you know that, why you say that man name like that? Ocho Cinco. It's one of them. It's comedic Jews right there. Anyway, Young Way Cool came in and basically became the king of Atlanta for another week. I
After
ain't gonna lie, he had a rough start to the game.
I was after missing one and having one block. Yeah.
He had a rough start. I was like, your first kick, you missed it, but they called a penalty. You got another chance to make it, and you missed it again.
You missed it again, bruh.
What's going on with young UA? what's going on here? But anyway, man, Falcons came in, pulled it out. They are the kings of the NFC South right now. Again, who's laughing? Because y'all remember when I said it. ATL gonna win the NFC South.
You did.
I love that Falcons defense. But anyway, let's get into it, bro.
The safeties, yeah, the safeties for sure.
Sunday morning, it's going down overseas. Where they playing at, Donny?
Is it Tottenham Spurs Stadium?
Yeah, that place.
Yeah, they playing in London.
The New York Jets will be battling the Minnesota Vikings, the cousin list.
You mean the soon to have the? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. Them people's
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Let me make sure I say that right.
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I want a baked potato. I don't know why, but yeah. I don't know.
Okay. Who you got in that game?
I think it's gonna be a close game down to the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Jets. I think they make the plays in the fourth quarter to ultimately get the advantage and separate from Minnesota.
I'm going the opposite. I'm going with the Vikings.
Okay.
I don't trust the continuity of the Jets offense. I don't trust Aaron Rodgers right now. He's too temperamental for me. I don't know who he is from week to week. And I think the Jets, Sam Darnold is having one of the nicest starts to a season he's ever had. I was wondering how not having Cousins would affect what's my boy name? I don't want to blank just that fast. God help me. Jordan Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, excuse me.
Jefferson.
I was wondering how not having Cousins would affect him. And it ain't miss a beat. Not only that, they're actually spreading the wealth out there. I like Minnesota in this one.
I for me, it's like the Sam Darnold train is gonna slow down, and that Jets defense is real.
They are. But also, who's gonna get open? Because Alan Lazard ain't really doing what he need to do. He's had some drops here and there. Gary Wilson is going to be his guy, but who's going to be the next man to step up? I know they got Mike Williams coming back from his knee, been slowly been getting some run out there, but we got to see somebody else step up.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
My boy T Long, what's happening? He said the Vikings defense and Rodgers hasn't went against that DC before, so I agree with you on that too.
Yeah, Brian Flores has definitely been confusing folks. Brock Purdy went up to him after the Niners lost at Minnesota in week 2 and said, "Man, you had me. I didn't know what was coming at my way."
Hey, Addison ate last week. He sure did. That's why I said they spreading the wealth out there in Minnesota. I like the Vikings over the Jets on this one right now. The battle of who sucks the least: Carolina, Chicago.
Give me Dalton and give me the Cats.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bears simply because Carolina is just bad. I like that Dalton has come in and tried to rejuvenate it, but it ain't that much goddamn Gatorade. It just ain't.
Deontay Johnson has become a whole different receiver with Dalton in the mix.
He has, but again, somebody got to stop somebody too. I think the Bears have weapons, and I hate that. I hate that they went and we got Caleb Williams. Let's get him some weapons. You had Justin Fields. Why didn't you get weapons for him? That wasn't fair to that young quarterback.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
T-Long say Bears getting the first win. Hey, man, you're a smart guy.
Bears already have 2 though.
Let's see. Bears defense is pretty good. Plus the offense is improving week to week. That they are.
Yeah,
Bears, they do have 2, huh?
yeah, they got 2 already. Yeah,
You right. Look at you. Yeah, but Carolina just bad. Baltimore, Cincinnati. Can you even explain the mess that is the Cincinnati Bengals?
Baltimore.
Go on Baltimore.
And I want to say this will be the game where the deck is stacked against Burrow and against T and against Chase and Sam Hubbard and all those cats up there in Cincy, and they come out and they do it for Southern Ohio. But I think Derrick Henry right now he's found his groove, and I got to go with Baltimore. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Baltimore.
Now, I do have questions about that Ravens defense, though. They are not as locked down as I expected them to be. But I think offensively, they're starting to click on all cylinders. And I'm going to roll with Baltimore. T-Long says Bengals might win because it's a division game. They know each other.
I ain't got a lot of confidence in Cincinnati right now. Like I said, this will be the one that they would almost like Berman used to say about the Bills, circle the wagons.
You hope that you would see that, but that's the crazy part. Why should I have to hope for that when you look at the talent on their roster? I don't like that.
Yeah.
This one I actually think is going to be a really good game. Buffalo, Houston. This might actually be the best game of Sunday.
I was going to say this is the game of the week for me. I hate that. I hate that our guy Mixon is going to be out for Houston.
Yeah.
Also, Pierce, he hadn't played yet this season anyhow. But Clinton, Mississippi's Cam Akers is looking to get the bulk of the carries for Houston this game. This might be 42-38.
One of them shootouts. Okay.
And a sack.
I ain't mad at it.
And the sack at the end of the game determines. So somebody finally playing some defense at the end of the game determines the winner. Give me Buffalo.
I'm rolling. I'm gonna go with Houston on this one. I think they just have more weapons. I know Stephon Diggs, Nico's a dog. Tank Dell actually has been upgraded. He was questionable. His status is now upgraded to active. So they will be a 3-headed monster there. They still have Schultz at tight end. And I love CJ Stroud. I am not apologetic about that to anybody. He should have been a Colt over Anthony Richardson. Colts should have done what they needed to do, made the move, and go get the boy.
He was both of our MVP choices, wasn't he?
I believe. I know I chose him.
Okay, I know I chose him too. So yeah,
Houston defensively is better. I
like
them too, I just personally. You say what you want. What's my guy named the coach of Buffalo? I know I'm getting old right now.
Sean McDermott.
Yeah, Sean McDermott. I like Sean McDermott. I don't trust Josh Allen. He's talented. He can throw the ball, will run the ball, but sometimes he forces things, and it's almost Tony Romo-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Almost. Because I'm gonna be real with you. They actually, for them to lose Stephon Diggs, they actually did rebuild that core. But at the same time, my kid out of Florida State,
Keon Coleman.
I be looking for him sometimes. Like, where he at? Is he playing? He outdoes 76% of the snaps.
But check this out, man. Every rookie that comes in is not Odell Beckham.
I'm not expecting him to be, but I'm like, bro, he'll have 2-3 quarters, not one target.
Is that a thing where Allen don't trust him yet? Is it that Coleman's not running his routes properly?
I think Josh Allen has a situation where he locks in on targets. The same way he can tune out a person, he can lock in on a person. Because I think personally he was tuning out Stephon Diggs. Because Diggs actually had moments where he was open. I know they say every receiver believes they're open.
Yeah.
Diggs actually had moments that he was open. And Josh Allen was like, shh, I ain't throwing this bitch to you. I don't. Josh Allen doesn't have to go to a guy that make a play unless Coleman has a coming out party.
Now, Shakir has been kind of the guy. I think for Buffalo, I think for I was just
Shakir has.
T-Long just hit my he got my point out before I got it out. It's got to be a Kincaid and Knox, the DKs on the team. Dawson Kincaid and Dawson Knox for Buffalo. I think that's where Allen needs to make sure he's
if you can get those tight ends, if you can have a I hate to say the name, but a Gronk in 81 kind of situation, you know who I mean by 81.
Yeah, I know what my eyes like.
We ain't gonna say his name, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's gonna be a good game though. But you say Buffalo, I got Houston. On AFC South matchup, got those Colts versus the lowly Jags.
Jaguars get the first win. Sorry.
I'm gonna be real. I want to pick my Colts. And because I'm a fan, I'm gonna pick them. But do I really believe we go in? It's too much talent over there in Jacksonville, and they just have not been able to click on all cylinders. I don't really know what's going on. Etienne can't get going, and I guess when you point out, all the weapons that they have. Question is it the offensive line?
Is it the
coach? I like that you said that, T-Long. That's a big one too in that Houston Buffalo game. James Cook.
Yeah. Jay Cook.
James Cook. Yeah, I like that.
That guy.
But Etienne, what's my guy? I know it's time for me to go to bed. 15 for the Jags. I see his face right now and can't say his name for nothing.
15.
Sports fans, I'm not this crazy. I promise you.
Not Ingram. Bigsby is the backup running back.
Wide receiver.
Yes. Let's see. They drafted Brian Thomas out of LSU. Man, now I'm.
There we go, Christian Kirk.
Thank you.
Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk is starting to pick up where he left off last year. But again, I don't know if it's Trevor Lawrence, him still not, hitting that switch, or if it's the offensive line. I can't tell you which is the bigger problem for them, but I think this might be the week that things get corrected for them.
Yeah, I'll end it on this
because Anthony Richard can't throw the ball worth a damn.
Right, I'll end it from this on my side. You actually hit one point I was going to say. Anthony Richardson, very up in air if he's going to play or not. But you're not going to have 28.
We ain't got JT.
Yeah,
JT can't work it.
Yeah.
That's my phrase. I don't know if y'all know me, man. You as a Colts fan, I love to say that when that boy get going. I turn into with my boy after 5 heartbeats. Work it, JT. Work it. Geeked. JT finna be on the side, bro. You need some Gatorade?
Yeah.
You need some water? Hard to see that. But I know you're used to that because your running back is on the sideline too. We'll get into that in a minute. Lawrence is pressing. That's why he's not playing good pressure of that contract. That's what you think it is, the contract?
That he didn't deserve in the first place, but that's neither here or there.
Come on, sunshine. Dolphins, Patriots.
Unless you're going to go out and play quarterback for Miami. Give me New England.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. You got a Waddle, you got Tyreek Hill, you got a nice core running back, but who gonna throw the ball?
And I like Snoop.
But this ain't that.
Snoop ain't a passer.
This ain't that.
Yeah,
you need somebody who can chug it up, dog.
And Gerard Mayo, he comes from that tree of we'll take away what is a perceived strength. And once we have that, we got you.
You have to beat us with what you got left. We're gonna take this.
H-Chan not gonna be able to run it all game, and you're not gonna be able to throw screens down to H-Chan all game. You got to throw the ball. You got to get the ball up the field.
That's what he said. It's a pick'em game. Nobody has a quarterback.
I trust Jacoby Brissett more than I do Snoop
So
Hunt.
look, I trust Jacoby Brissett because I've always said he is a gentleman's backup. Like he's gonna come in, he's gonna manage the game. He's not gonna turn the ball over, and as long as your defense is solid, you can get a win.
Yeah.
Go Pats, go. Cleveland versus the Washingtons.
Give us get our rookie of the year who we both chose, Jaden Daniels.
They thought I was crazy. I said the Washingtons will win the NFC East. I know
Yeah,
it's
you
still
did say
early.
that. Yeah, I couldn't get with you on that, but rookie of the year, oh, hands down, man.
Oh, and Austin Eckler has clear concussion protocol. Not that really matters because he ain't done crap
He got a couple
so
of
far
touchdowns
this year.
this year. He got a couple of touchdowns, but Brian Robinson is
Is the
doubtful.
man.
Well, and he's doubtful. So they missed Eckler last week in Glendale, and Jeremy McNichols scored 2 touchdowns. And I know this because I have Brian Robinson on my fantasy team. And
I have Eckler on my fantasy team.
yeah, I'm
he ain't
sorry.
hitting like
Well, he ain't the same guy that he was 2 seasons ago and before in Los Angeles.
That's true. Shout out to my boy T Long. He is a Chargers fan, so he knows better than most. But I think Cleveland is poo. I don't know what's wrong with Deshaun Watson as far as a quarterback stands come. If your off-field distractions are getting mounted up on you too much, I don't know what's up. But the boy ain't looked this bad since junior high. It just ain't there. I know Amari Cooper at any day can be traded. And speaking of trade, we actually gonna move on there because we agree on the Washington's getting that dub. Raiders, Broncos.
Give me Denver. Bo Nix has found something with Sean Payton.
I didn't see Bo Nix coming on like that.
Not me either. But Sean Payton is that one. He's that person. Excuse me. And I think this is Kyle Shanahan's problem. I'm going to do this, and it's going to work, and we're going to keep trying it until it works, and we're gonna pound this into everybody's head around the world. It's going to work, and that's what they're doing with Bo Nix, and it's working.
It's working, but also the Raiders are just bad.
Yeah, I was about to
Devontae
say,
Adams and Amari Cooper are on the same clock, like any day now, boss.
Right.
Really, we just wondering. All right, so is it going to be New York or is it going to be New Orleans?
Yeah. And I want to go back to Cleveland real quick. Nick Chubb. Hope that we see him soon.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. I missed that guy.
Yeah. Hope that we get.
I did. The 2 most experienced rookie quarterbacks are thriving. Yes, they are. T-Long said something that was I'm gonna go back to that real quick too. He said Washington hitting their stride, but remember they're playing a last place schedule, which is perfect when you got a rookie quarterback.
Right.
Build confidence up, getting some team spirit going, continuity, trusting each other. This is perfect.
Yeah, that's the
because you make the playoffs. I ain't scared of you.
You have at least 5-6 teams every season that didn't make the playoffs the year before that make it, that current season. And it's because of how the schedule is now done. When you're a first place team from the previous season, you're playing a first place schedule and so on and so forth down the line. I mean, that's the parity that's created with this type of schedule.
Chubb is off the PUP list. That's right. Odell Beckham is off the PUP list as well. Saw he was on his first practice in Miami. He should be back on the PUP list in 2 weeks. Anyway,
TJ Hawkinson also is close to getting back and starting to practice for Minnesota.
That would be great. That's another added weapon for them. I actually love him as a tight end, bro.
Yeah.
This game actually is interesting to me. Arizona, San Fran. No Debo.
He out again?
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, is he playing this week?
Yeah, he played last week.
I know Christian McCaffrey is not looking good.
Yeah, Debo was back last week.
Okay.
In the win versus New England.
But no, you got Mason back there now. He's holding it down.
He is.
But Arizona also is starting to find a little confidence in their step.
But they're not playing good defense right now.
Neither?
But I'm gonna say this. If Purdy is spreading the ball to Ayuk, to Debo, to Jawan Jennings, ladies and gentlemen.
Jawan Jennings.
Who'd have thought that was the receiver transaction that San Francisco absolutely had to make during the offseason? And they got that done well after, right after, or not right after the Super Bowl, but T Long, come on, bro. Come on, T Long. Come on, man. You taking down my team, man. No, I don't see Arizona. Arizona's pass defense is booty.
I'm gonna do something.
So I'm taking
I
San
don't have a
Francisco,
good
by the way.
feeling. I'm gonna pick the Niners, but I'm gonna be real. I don't have a good feeling about this.
Hey, it's
I don't.
understandable. Understandable.
They play tough enough to keep it close. Plus, it's a division game. Common opponent.
K1 with that that dual threat, where he can run and he can pass it, and you have to account for all of it. I get it. I think defensively. Now, if Fred Warner doesn't play, because remember he hurt his ankle against New England last week.
That's a big. You got to have the predator on the field.
Yeah, we have individual defense players on my fantasy in my fantasy league, and I have Fred Warner. Pick 6 last week. By the way, Fred Warner, if he doesn't miss significant time, I think he's got Defensive Player of the Year locked up already. Already, bruh.
Damn it, man.
Go look at his stats and look at his impact.
I'm not shocked by that, but it's just
the punching out of the football.
It's kind of early to be talking like that, but
punching out of the football, the interceptions. I read something, man, where he saved so many different points on defense for the Niners just by creating turnovers in the red zone, like saving points.
Hey, man, that boy is a monster when it comes to punching that ball out.
He is. He's got the peanut punch down pat.
Hey, Green Bay, LA Rams. Go, Pat, go.
And first of all, I want to ask, why is this the lead doubleheader game on CBS?
I don't really know.
And you can't even say, if you wanted to do the New York Giants Seattle game, it's not. This is a weak doubleheader week for CBS. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I go Green Bay again. Another team that can't defend the pass. Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Rams. This is. Yeah. Give me Green Bay. Get Jordan Love. The tale of two halves.
When Jordan Love becomes a little more consistent with things, he's gonna be a monster. Let me do this. Giants, Seahawks. Cap, did we lose you? Giants, Seahawks. Let me see. I think we might have lost him for a sec. I'm gonna wait till the. Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go Seattle on this one. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. Everything just cut out. We're on Giants Seattle now.
Giants Seattle. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me the team from them up there in that corner up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Seattle, man. I think the run game is gonna be pivotal. I think DK Metcalf. That's a freak of nature, man. It should be illegal. This is like, if you want to know what it looked like to see LeBron James play football, that's what it feel like.
That's DK. And,
even though the crazy part is he like what 4 inches shorter than LeBron, but he's still just as big as him.
I don't know what's up with them University of Mississippi boys, because AJ Brown plays the same way, especially when you get him out in space.
Yeah, man. But anyway, yeah, Green Bay defensive ain't that tough. Stafford. I ain't trusting Stafford.
I'm not either. I was just about to say Stafford to throw, as my Big D would say. He throw them hot butter biscuits at any time.
Not only that, who he throwing the ball to? Anyway, Tutu Atwell. I'm cool. Dallas, Pittsburgh. That's the Sunday night game, right?
You're right. This was tough, man.
It's the old school, man. These the old school. These two most storied franchises outside of the Chiefs. Two most storied franchises in NFL history.
And I think I saw where this is the first time they're playing a primetime game.
Hey,
since
you
the
know
early
what? You
80s.
right. Megatron is bigger than DK. Did you see them two together?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Calvin Johnson
My
6'5".
God, he made DK look small.
Yes, Calvin Johnson is 6'5". DK is maybe 6'2.5".
DK looked like he barely hit 6 feet standing next to Calvin Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah. Now Megatron is a tall guy.
And he big. Like
Yeah.
he looked like he done put on a little more. It's like, oh Jesus. You sure you don't want to come play linebacker?
Right. Dallas
My old
Pittsburgh.
Javon Curse built one.
This one's tough, bro. Dallas is without Micah and Tank Lawrence.
Excuse me. Micah's out.
If I'm not mistaken, I know of course he was
I
hurt.
mean, well, I ain't gonna lie to you. Even with both of them, the pass rush for Dallas has not been superior.
It hadn't been there. Yeah.
This might be the game that Justin Fields.
I'm going Pittsburgh.
I'm going Pittsburgh.
I'm going Pittsburgh.
Because honestly, I don't root for Dallas. No way.
Yeah, I was even rooting for the
I don't
Saints.
care if they're playing Carolina.
Right. Even when they played the Saints a couple of weeks ago, I was going for the Saints. No, you would not see me root for Dallas.
Dallas has the better quarterback. And
They do.
And that don't mean nothing.
But he's also facing TJ
Watt. Look, you said his name earlier. TJ Watt. Yeah, nah.
Give me Pittsburgh.
Like I said, Dallas ain't got nobody to put pressure on Fields. They still can run the ball with Najee Harris.
And
Against
Warren.
this team. You can have a balanced attack. Yeah, with Warren. Yeah. So he doesn't have to have 300 yards, 350 yards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You go out here and give me 225, 250, and a touchdown or two. Steelers can win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Steelers can win this game. But then Monday Night Football. This is where it's gonna get tricky. Because you got the Saints facing the Chiefs. The Who-Dats versus the who the hell threw that flag? There is no what's my guy? Little hit and run.
For New Orleans
for the
and KC.
Chiefs.
Rashee Rice, man.
Rashee Rice. Yeah. No Rashee Rice. Unfortunately, friendly fire is gonna cost him in the season.
Yeah.
He's definitely on the injury list. But you still got Xavier Worthy. Travis Kelce has had a slow, sluggish start. I think when you talk about top tier tight ends, the only other tight end that might be more disappointing than Travis Kelce is Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews, who's on my fantasy team.
The hell is going on with him?
Yeah, he's been benched. Get.
Matter of fact, I can even say hell is going on with Isaiah Likely because after week 1,
but
he had 12 targets. It's been trash the last few weeks.
They've made that decision to be more run heavy.
Yeah,
and that's what you get with Baltimore. Even with Greg Roman now across the country in LA with Jim Harbaugh. Yeah, they're super run heavy. Baltimore is right now.
My boy said they're gonna bust the scoreboard in his Chiefs and Saints games.
I'm going Chiefs.
You want Chiefs on that one?
Yeah, I'm going Chiefs on this one. Now the Saints.
Now I post
Saints
on my
could be 4-0 right now too.
They could be.
They could be 4-0 right now.
I post my picks as well on my TikTok. As shout out to gotta go follow I Am War Podcast. But I believe I said I'm gonna roll with the Saints on this. Nope. I said I'm rolling with the Chiefs on this because I think I trust the defense of the Chiefs more.
I don't like the Saints outdoors in that noisy environment. And yes, they play in noisy environments every week in the dome. Whenever they play at home.
In Kansas City on a Monday night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Chiefs because I trust the defense more. And I think in that home field advantage for at Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna rock with Kansas City on that. But I'm with T-Long on that part though. They busting the scoreboard on this one. My boy
KC.
say Goddard has been. Yeah, Goddard has actually. I have Goddard in one of my fantasy leagues. Unfortunately, he's on the bye this week.
I had him
I'm
last year.
saying unfortunately for me as far as him, but for the Eagles, they need this because Jalen Hurts got to go back and regroup.
Yeah, that's my quarterback.
I
But
am so sorry.
thankfully I have Saquon as my running back. So
There you go. Well,
yeah,
Saquon is a running back of mine in another league. But he's on the bye. So he's on the bye. JT is out. I think I actually got them in the same league. So I got backup running backs starting this week. Yeah. And they already, yeah. God bless.
yeah.
Is the Honey Badger playing? I think, let me see. I think Tyrann Mathieu actually is playing this week.
But we know Taysom Hill has some rib fractures. Haven't seen his game
Yup.
status as far
He is
as
banged
if
up.
he'll be able to go Monday. And by going Monday, he'll get an extra day, maybe. But it's looking doubtful for Taysom Hill.
Oh, wait. So he was already banged up when he was playing the foul. Now he's dealing with groin and heel injuries. It's a game time decision for that. I'm gonna be real with you. I would not expect him to play.
Yeah,
I know he want to be tough, and I know he loved playing against the Chiefs
right.
because he loves playing for the Chiefs. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't expect him to do that.
Yeah.
That's a lot. You got groin and heels. And I'm with you on that one. That is the key for the Saints. If you got the Honey Badger out there, he could be the kryptonite for Mahomes.
And
No
he
Honey
knows
Badger, no chance in
he,
hell.
he knows the system. As a former Chief,
Watch the boy Kool-Aid.
McKinstry.
Kool-Aid. Maybe he can learn a thing or two. Who knows? Anyway, man. Cap, any last words from you, man?
At this point in the season, biggest surprise, Minnesota. Biggest disappointment. I don't think anybody would, or many people would disagree with me on this. It's got to be Cincinnati.
I 100% agree with you on the Cincinnati train. Like I said, you got Chase back in the building. T. Higgins came back, bounced back from injury. I think he did get paid too. But
No.
wait, did he get paid? He did not get paid. But still, you got them both back in the building. Ready. Yes, you lost Joe Mixon, but you got Zach Moss back there.
Chase
You got a
Brown
little,
back
running
there.
back by committee. I'll say your quarterback is in place. I don't understand what's going on unless they just become so predictable, or either Joe Burrow is, I don't know, maybe they starting to figure him out. Who knows? Anyway, I'm just not liking what I'm seeing from Cincinnati at all. A team that was Super Bowl bound, seemed like almost every year. Now you're like, they even gonna make the playoffs? Doubt
Yeah,
it.
I mean, they not only were they getting in, but making it to the Final Four in the NFL playoffs too.
Biggest surprise for me. I love that you picked Minnesota. I'm definitely surprised there. I am absolutely shocked at how the Atlanta Falcons are playing defense.
Those safeties.
Because usually when you go out and you spend money on it, it takes time for stuff like that to gel. These boys are gelling immediately. Like it's happening. You're watching it. And that's
Right.
been some of the saving grace for the Falcons, why the offense finally got clicking. But Kirk Cousins, shout out to him real quick, man. You get a salute from me, my boy. Over 500 yards.
500,000.
On a Thursday night. Oh, shout out Mike Evans. 100 career touchdowns total. That's amazing. And then gives the ball away. This guy is something else.
Didn't he give away Brady's was it Brady's I can't remember what milestone it was for Brady, but he gave that ball away.
He gave away quite a few. They actually went down the list last night. He's the only one you're thinking about is his 100th touchdown reception catch.
Yeah. So that should be coming soon.
Their defense was good last year. The offense finally playing. Nah, they wasn't like this. They are swarming. The Falcons are swarming to the ball, bro. Sideline to
Judon.
sideline. This
Judon was a very good acquisition for them.
he definitely was a good
Grady,
acquisition.
Grady Jarrett finally got some help as far as front seven
Took
pressure.
him long enough.
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, how in the world? Why can't the Falcons? They're almost like the Bears when it comes to quarterback. The Falcons are defensive ends. They draft them, but can't get no production out of them for nothing. Anyway, man.
Last good DNA had is who? John Abraham? I don't know.
And I think he was on the downside of his career then. But I mean, like,
Right.
you know,
Right.
yeah, no, they just hadn't. They're not good at drafting or picking up defensive ends. I just don't understand. And it could have just been, hey, we a little stingy without money. Maybe so. I don't know. But you got to pay the boys go get the quarterbacks. Robinson needs to get more production.
Yeah, Bijan does because he's losing carries to Algier.
Yeah, he definitely does. All right, man. But we're gonna go ahead and peel up out of here, man. We thank everybody for tuning in. We'll be back soon. Can't say when, but you know the announcement will be there. You never know. You might see In the Zone pop up. Right, Cap?
I wouldn't hold your breath. But
Either way it go,
in
man.
his own may pop up back here on the UGSK show.
You never know. You never know, man. Either way it go, man. Appreciate you for coming through, man. You know you always more than welcome.
Appreciate you.
And with that being said, man, it's been an evening. We'll do this again soon. Y'all make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow, do all of those things, man. And we'll get back at y'all later on, man. Y'all folks be easy. Have a great night. And by the way,
Bring it in. Calm down. Take a breath. Repeat after me. Fuck Boston. 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 We're not gonna lose this fucking game. Get out there and kick their ass.
and that's how you kick off the NBA season.